What's going on, folks? Retro Gaming Tube 85 here, and thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. For this special video, we're going to do a game room tour, so let's check it out. What the hell is this?
Come on, why don't you come over here and play with me instead?
No. No one wants to see you. Nobody wants to see a hot chick. They want to see video games. Get out. Get out. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Bye. Come on. Let's go. Ain't nobody got time for that. Alright, so first we have the TV, where I do most of my gaming up here in my game room. You see these drawers? I have a bunch of random stuff in these drawers. Consoles, handheld games, they don't really have a good way to store them. So that's where I keep a lot of my handheld stuff, extra controllers that I need on the fly, all that good stuff. You know, it gets the job done, it works as a good TV stand too. A little deodorant just in case I get a little stinky, you know how to do. And here we got the Retron 5 and the Elgato HD 60. This is how I capture all my footage for my games and stuff like that. Retron 5 has treated me very well. Expect a full review on it coming up soon for the channel, but I do love the Retron 5 and the HDMI out on it. It's definitely essential for capturing and recording footage of the old games. Over here we have the CRT TV, plus the mini fridge. Keep beverages cool, you know, I gotta have my Diet Dr. Peppers, where I store them all right in there. Now I don't have too many posters, but I got a couple movie posters. I love the Beetlejuice movie with Tim Burton as the director, and Batman Mask of the Phantasm is another awesome movie. I've got this cool little Sonic 2 poster that I found inside of a game that I bought. And of course we have Lady Palutena, Link. These were the Smash Brothers posters that came if you had Club Nintendo. So those are pretty cool. I need to get some more posters, but that's what I got for now. Alright, so in here is my closet. Basically, if I don't know where something is, accessory-wise or whatnot, it's in here. As you can see, there's a huge tub of stuff. Controllers, keyboards, all sorts of crazy stuff. I don't really keep up with what's in here, but you know, it's cool. It gets the job done. What are you doing? Why are you in here again?
I just wanted to see what you were doing.
Out! Out! Women, man, Jesus. So on top of the first bookshelf, we have some cool stuff that I like. You can see a Sweet Home reproduction copy from my good buddy John Riggs. 8-Bit Christmas 2014. Beat up box copy of Super Castlevania 2. Mickey Mania. The Super Mario All-Stars Limited Edition collection. And of course the Batman Nika figure, which I really dig. And then below that, we start out with the NES games. Alright, so starting out with the NES stuff. Nothing too crazy in my collection, nothing really super rare. There are a few gems I want to show you guys. Of course, the complete Castlevania trilogy, which is essential, you know, 3 of the best games on the system. We also have the Batman trilogy with Batman, Batman Returns, and Return of the Joker. Return of the Joker's a little beat up. We got Battletoads, Bionic Commando, you know, solid titles, nothing really great. The Double Dragon trilogy, which is, you know, another essential trilogy to have on the NES. Let's see if I got anything fun in here. Ghost and Goblins, I got a little Kirby action, King's Knight, fun game. You know, basic common stuff really, but good titles overall. Oh, and of course Contra, everyone has Contra. Alright, so coming down to the lower shelves, you got some more NES titles. Classics like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2. Still haven't gotten the third one of that yet. You know, just basic titles. Nothing really super rare. Another trilogy. We have the Turtles trilogy 1, 2, and 3, which are fantastic games. The Mario Brothers trilogy, of course. Essential. And, you know, nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. You've got both Zelda titles, definitely could use upgrades in these. And after that, we start getting into the Super Nintendo stuff. Super Nintendo, once again, nothing too crazy. This is a really fun game, Alien vs. Predator. Batman Returns, another Castlevania copy. We got some Donkey Kong, F-Zero, you know, just basic titles. A couple Street Fighter titles that are great. Super Mario World, pretty much everything that everyone has. This is a little more rare. Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. I still have the $15 price tag sticker. Good luck finding it for that price nowadays, folks. Starting out the second bookshelf, we have a cool punch-out thing that I got off of Etsy. A couple books here. The box for the FC Mobile 2. There's a classic Game Boy NES variant back there. Smash Brothers soundtrack, Inkling Girl, and good old gold Mario amiibo. I don't really collect amiibo, but I got both of these for pretty cheap, so, you know, might as well have them. And then below that, we start off with the N64. Alright, so we got a few more Super Nintendo titles here. Also some Super Famicom stuff. We got ActRaiser, Donkey Kong Country 3, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario All-Stars, and World Heroes. I do have some more Super Famicom games, but I haven't added them to the collection yet. And then we start the N64. Of course, the N64 does not have end labels, so it always makes things fun to try to find out what you got. GoldenEye, Donkey Kong, you know, you got your Zelda, Majora's Mask, basic stuff, Perfect Dark, pretty much the classics, Pokemon Snap, which I truly, truly love. What else do we have here? Ridge Racer, San Francisco Rush, Shadow Man. You got your wrestling games, of course. Those are essential because those are some of the best games on the system. Now, the GameCube side of things isn't all that great. We've got 007, Everything or Nothing, Enter the Matrix. Eternal Darkness is more of a rare game to have. F-Zero, Geist, Godzilla Destroy All Monsters. Of course, Wind Waker, which is an essential GameCube game. Metal Gear Solid, Twin Snakes, another essential GameCube game. I'm really trying to beef up my GameCube collection right now. And Super Mario Sunshine, of course, one of the controversial games on the system. And then we start the Wii collection. I actually have a pretty big Wii collection just because it's pretty cheap to collect for right now. And a lot of these games I've had for a while. Back to the Future, the game, definitely underrated game. It had its problems on the Wii. I suggest like a PS3 version if you're in the market for that. 3 of the Call of Duty games for the console. You know, everyone loves Call of Duty. An underrated first-person shooter franchise on the Wii, The Conduit. Definitely enjoyed the first game more. The second game had better online, though. Got Donkey Kong Country Returns, Fortune Street. Very underrated game. I really loved this game. I loved the cartoony look of it. It reminded me a lot of the cartoon. Zelda's. Skyward Sword. Oops, that's not Zelda. That's Kirby. Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword. Some Lego games, Batman, Indiana Jones, Mario Kart, Metroid Other M, the always controversial, but I love that game. A very good horror game right here. If you like horror games, you can pick this up on the cheap, Obscure the Aftermath. And then yeah, we have some more Wii games to look at. Alright, so as you can see, we got some more Wii stuff here. Silent Hill, very underrated Wii game. Sin and Punishment, a couple Star Wars games, Smash Brothers, Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. You know, basic Wii games, but the Wii is a great system to collect for. If we go down a little bit further, we start the Wii U Collection. As you guys may know, I'm editor-in-chief at NintendoEnthusiast.com, so a big Wii U collection is to be expected. We've got some Arkham Knight, we've got Bayonetta 2, Call of Duty, Deus Ex, you know, just your basic Wii stuff. Some cool, I got a lot of third-party Wii games, or Wii U games, excuse me, surprisingly, because I think some of them are pretty decent. You got Super Mario 3D World, Smash Brothers, Zombie U even. So those are select titles, you know, good, decent titles. Alright, down here at the bottom you can see we start the DS collection. I have a very, very big DS collection. We have a couple Game Boy games here, 2 to be exact. It's hard to keep up with boxes of these, but Game Boy Advance games and a Game Boy Color game. And then we start the DS collection, a lot of RPGs in here. Dementium, which is a great series. Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars, which was an awesome game. More RPGs. Shmups, first-person games, just the DS had such a crazy library. It was all over the place, and it was really good. It was really, really solid. And then you could see, get a glimpse, I'll show you more of a close-up here, of some handhelds. We got Game Boy to Game Gear, so let's take a look at those and take a look at these titles a little more closely. And on top of the final bookshelf, we have a couple extra boxes here. Little Yoshi figure, Retron 5 box, another Mario, and a Sabu signed figure that I met him out at a wrestling event once. And then we get into the 3DS stuff. Alright, and then finally on the last bookshelf, we start the 3DS stuff and the Sega stuff. A couple rare 3DS games, if you can imagine that. Cave Story 3D with the holographic cover. This is actually worth over $90 right now. Might have to flip it because I'm in the market for some more expensive games. A lot of 3DS games. I really enjoyed the third-party outings on the system. Games like Metal Gear Solid 3D, Snake Eater, Monster Hunter, Resident Evil Revelations. This was a fantastic game. You got Sonic Generations, which is a very underrated Sonic game. You've got the worst game on the system, Super Black Bass 3D. I received a review copy for this many years ago, and it was terrible. My favorite fighter on the system, Smash Brothers? No. This is the best fighting game on the system. I love this game to death. You've got another rare 3DS game, Ocarina of Time. Between those two games, you know, I could get probably 150 bucks for them. So, you know, Xenoblade Chronicles. And then we start the Genesis collection. I really need to beef up my Genesis collection. I'm trying to get more into Sega stuff. We've got some Aladdin, which is a classic. Beavis and Butthead, Desert Strike, Jungle Strike. The Strike series is phenomenal. Back here we have Eternal Champions. We got Jungle Strike, Maximum Carnage, Power Rangers. You know, some decent stuff. Continuing on with the Genesis stuff, we've got NFL Football 94. I don't know why I have like 3 copies of that game. I don't really know why. Shaq Fu, it's another great game. Rocket Knight Adventures, super awesome game. Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic 2, Sonic 1. I don't own a copy of Sonic 3 actually. I need to change that. Zero Tolerance, which you guys probably saw me do a live stream of. We've got some SEGA CD games here. I picked all these up all together in a lot. Battle Core is actually a very good game made by Core. We've got Double Deal with Dracula and Frankenstein. Avoid that. NBA Jam, Space Ace, nothing too crazy. This is probably my favorite Sega CD game I own. The Amazing Spider-Man, The Kingpin. Very cool game, solid gameplay, and I really enjoy the sort of cartoony animated cutscenes. It's a very, very underrated game. And we have a couple 32X titles you can see here, Doom, Star Trek, and that carries on down here. You can see my beloved Virtua Fighter, virtual racing, and then we get into the Sega Saturn stuff. Nothing too great here. I do have a copy of Die Hard Arcade that's loose, unfortunately. Command & Conquer, Daytona USA, both editions. The big box Knights, which I really dig. Street Fighter Alpha 2, and my favorite fighter on the system, Virtua Fighter 2, one of the best fighting games of all time. And then we start the Dreamcast stuff, which is, you know, pretty small as well. A couple good titles here. D2 is a great game. Grandia, which is a Grandia 2, fantastic game. Shenmue, and that's about it. PlayStation 1 is also very sparse. Castlevania Symphony of the Night, of course, is the cornerstone of my PlayStation lineup. Got a copy of Marvel Superheroes as well. PlayStation 2, Fire Pro Wrestling Returns, Metal Gear Solid, the collection, random filler, Resident Evil Code Veronica. You know, this was a classic game on the Dreamcast, and the PS2 port was very solid, so I got that. And finally down here we have a couple knickknacks, PSP game, 1 or 2 Xbox games, and some 3DO titles. We have the Superboy handheld, the FC Mobile 2, a box Game Genie, and a box Light Phaser. These are some games that I just got that will be added in a new pickups video, a Nintendo backpack, and a family portrait from a couple years ago. But we won't look at that. Alright, and that's my game room tour. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. It came super quick, you know, 3.5 months. I'm definitely very grateful for all you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this subscriber special, taking a look at my game room. You know, it's my pride and joy, and what do you want?
Now you can finally come play with me.
I'll see y'all later.